What's up, YouTube? This is the TheRamsayRidgeRunner here, bringing you my 10th Wi-Fi battle. It's hard to believe that I'm already at 10. Thank you guys for watching, those of you that have, and I really appreciate your support. So, I'm battling Miss Pokefan for this battle. I was pretty sure she was going to lead with Registeel, so I decided that my Rotom was going to be my best option. Right off the bat, I'm going to trick her, my choice specs, and knowing that she's probably going to go for the rocks. And then I predict a switch and just go for the Will-Wisp, and she's going to bring in her Excadrill, which is not going to work out very well for her because a key threat on her team is going to be pretty much nullified. And then and just go for Overheat to try to get some damage on anything that could possibly come in. And she brings in Snorlax, which is a good play. You're not going to get much than to her. But I am going to outspeed, and I can just Will-O-Wisp Snorlax again. She uses Amnesia on her Snorlax, which is a curious move. I've never seen that ever used. But at this point in time, I really don't have anything I can do. So I'm going to switch out into my Dragonair. Going to try to get some boost, but turns out that her Snorlax has Ice Beam, and I guess she maybe predicted a switch, and so that's going to really hurt my Dragonair. So predicting another Ice Beam, I'm going to bring in Ferrothorn, but she's going to switch out as well, and she's going to bring in her Shift Ray. Not really fearing anything from the Shift Ray, so I'm just going to go for, I believe, the Spikes, yes. Spikes just set up some entry hazards, and she's going to switch out and bring in Tyranitar. And I probably should have been a little bit more concerned of the Fire Blast, but I just stayed in to get some Leaf Seed. Turns out she had Fire Punch, which I didn't see coming, and hurt probably a little bit more than Fire Blast. Well, no, because Fire Blast is way more stronger. But my Ferrothorn is more specially defensive. So I decided I'm just going to bring in Dragonair as death fodder, so I can bring in something else, but I turn out I even live. But after, all this post-game, post-turn stuff, I figured I'd just get killed off by the Tyranitar, but it turns out she's going to switch out, figuring something, and bring in Shift Ray. And giving me a chance to get a free Dragon Dance. I just Dragon Dance for the hell of it, really. But that's going to be good, and it's going to give me the chance to get off a nice strong Outrage and bring down Shift Ray to pretty low health before she Brick Breaks to take me out. So now I can just bring Jolteon. It's super fast. I know it's going to easily be able to take out the Shift Ray with Volt Switch, and then I can bring in my Rotom Heat. Just to counter just about anything else she has on her team, bar Snorlax. And I'm surprised she didn't bring Snorlax in right here. But she's going to bring in Tyranitar. Maybe she has the Stone Edge, and that's what I was thinking at this point in time. So switching to Gliscor just to take whatever physical move she had. But it turns out she's just going to crunch me, and I'm going to get up my Toxic Orb, and, that's all going to be fine and dandy. I use Fling, figured, it'd be a good opportunity to just get some poison off, get rid of my orb, so I can use Acrobatics later. But she brings in her Snorlax instead, who obviously cannot be poisoned because it's already burned. So now I'm just going to go for Acrobatics, proceed to get some damage, and then I totally 100% forgot that the Snorlax was carrying Ice Beam. It already screwed over my Dragonair earlier, and then it took out my Gliscor just because I wasn't paying any attention to it all. But it's at super low health, and I can just revenge kill it with Jolteon and switch it out and bring out something else. I'm going to kind of half-sacrifice my Ferrothorn at this point in time. Just to kind of see what's going to go on and then make an appropriate switch. So I know that she's going to use Fire Punch, and so I'm going to bring in my Latios because he resists Fire Punch, and she goes for Fire Punch, which is well and dandy. I appreciate that. And I am gonna, take the obvious Surf, take out Tyranitar. You'd think, but I don't. And Tyranitar still lives with a tiny little smidgen. Red Card's out my Rotom, crunches it, gets a Sandstorm off, and brings him down to super low health, to the point where Rotom dies to another crunch. So that really sucks. So I'm just going to bring Jolteon in for the third time to Volt Switch Revenge one of her Pokemon. And again, I'm going to bring in Ferrothorn just to kind of scout out what she's going to do. I could have bring in Latios because I was pretty sure it was faster than everything. But I didn't want to have to switch out and then sack. I've forgotten his name now. Ferrothorn for no reason. So I'm going to stay in on this Excadrill since it's burned. And I can get a Leech Seed off. And that's going to bring me pretty close to where I was at the beginning of the turn. But I'm going to switch out anyway, knowing that she's probably going to go for the Earthquake again. But that wasn't the case. I predicted wrong, or she predicted my switch, because she goes for the Rock Slide. Does some damage, but I'm still hanging around the 100 health range. Excadrill obviously cannot speed me because of the sand. It's not very powerful at this point in time because of the burn. I live with 2 HP, and I'm able to get off the Hidden Power Fire and take out her Excadrill, but my Latios is going to go out at the same time. So it's a double down. She brings in Wailord, and I bring in my Ferrothorn, who is just going to proceed to Leech Seed again, just to, get back some free health. Wailord, I know, has a lot of HP, and it'd be great to get him Leech Seeded. But she brings in Registeel right now. Don't really know why, what she plans to do. Reveals that she has Ice Punch, but it's not going to do a lot, and it's going to do more to her with her Iron Barbs. Just figure I can lay up some spikes at this point in time. It's not really a lot that I can do against Registeel, and the spikes will hurt in the incoming Wailord, but I'm just kind of stalling out some turns of Leech Seed, because everything else I do really isn't amounting to too much. So there, I think, is my third layer of spikes. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Haven't been really counting them too much. But I've got myself back up to about half HP. And, that's always good. So here I use the Power Whip. Wasn't predicting the switch, but it worked out pretty well for me, as Wailord's barely going to live after the Sandstorm damage. She decides to use Toxic, and I don't know why, because I think Ferrothorn was my only guy left. Maybe I had Jolteon still. But I had no reason to switch out. So all that she has left is the Registeel, which is going to be almost taken out by the spikes, and Ferrothorn is going to be able to take it out with his Iron Barb. So good game, Miss Pokefan. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this battle. And peace out, guys.